channeling that we did a couple of years ago, the master teachers came through and declared that the light had won. So what I wanted to do for today's video is maybe go do a little bit of channeling for you and see if they can elaborate on that a little bit. So I'm a semi-conscious channel, so I don't fully go out, but I still need to shift. I still need to take a breath or two. Greetings, dear ones. We are the Master Teachers, and we are happy to talk about this topic. And yes, we did say in your summer of 2022 that the light had won. The light meaning the higher frequencies or the higher nature of humanity. Let us elaborate on this a little bit. Yes. What we mean is that you have reached a tipping point in your consciousness where you are more in the light or the higher frequencies than you used to be or not. Now you may look around you and say, well, 2 years have passed. Have things really changed? In fact, have things maybe even gotten worse? And yes, shifting into the light doesn't mean that the dark just gives up. Like if you were attacked in your schoolyard by the school bully and you were losing the fight, would you just give up or would you come back and fight harder? And this is exactly what this means. So what is the dark? What is the light? The dark is basically the part of your consciousness, of collective consciousness, that's only concerned with your survival, basically. And survival is ugly business. It's selfish. It's mean. It's very, very negative in a way. And the light is that part of you that is connected to divine source or God, that is good, that's compassionate, that's expansive, and is concerned more about the good of the many rather than the survival of the body. And you are three-dimensional beings in the three-dimensional reality, subject to both high and low frequencies. So as you shift, you're starting to shift more into higher frequencies and higher realities. But the earth takes time to catch up. It's going to still be a challenging period, but you're coming into your golden age of humanity. And what does this mean? It does not necessarily mean that you are splitting timelines, although that is happening in a way that cannot be understood by the human perceptions, but it more has the essence that you are ascending into a five-dimensional or higher dimensional, shall we say, consciousness. You will still be in the 3D, so you have heard, or we are aware of teachers and channeled information. We're not saying anybody's wrong or right, just a matter of perspective, but we understand that there are instructions about how you will become 5D, how you will transcend the 3D completely. And though that will happen with some individuals as a collective, that is not going to happen for another 1,111 years from 2022 or 1111. 1111 is the doorway. It's the portal to that higher consciousness and that light vibration. So what is happening in these next 1100 years? Well, you are bringing more of your higher dimensional reality or your five-dimensional consciousness into the physical 3D. You're still three-dimensional beings, but you're bringing that higher consciousness in. And it takes time for humanity to catch up. It takes time for the earth to catch up. But in time, you will see a blending of nations and religions and reforms in the education and arms laid down for diplomacy and the war starting to be solved and coming into this period of humanity where growth, expansion, and love are more important than anything, and the society become predicated on human growth and evolution and understanding, blending and marrying the magnificent technologies that you have and the technologies that are yet to come. However, in this golden age where humanity will thrive, the dark does not go away. Remember, it's what you feed. If you feed the light, you are in a reality that's subject to both high and low frequencies. If you feed the light, you support the light, and that is how you exist and live. But there will still be those few that will support the dark. The dark does not go away. Just because it's daytime does not mean the night goes away. It's not negative or positive. It just is. It's just part of your evolution. So you are choosing the light, you are feeding the light, but you're also aware there is still a body, there is still a third dimensional reality that you are existing in, unless you transcend that as an individual. And you're bringing that knowledge and wisdom into the 3D. So the dark still exists, and there's going to be another tipping point in 1100 years roughly. And that's going to be humanity's greatest test, because the dark is going to rise again, and it's going to be much more challenging than the transition you're facing now. And these are very challenging. We do not diminish this, but we will cross that bridge as a collective when we get there. We do see humanity winning this time, although there have been times we've gotten so advanced and then fallen because the seduction of the lower permeated the higher, and the misuse of power, the temptation got too great. So this is the test that's coming. But in the meantime, in the next 40 to 50 years, the transition into 5-dimensional consciousness in a 3-dimensional world is happening. A golden age is happening. And this is what we wish to say to you at this time. We are the master teachers. We are complete. And if you're more concerned with what's going on now in the summer months, check out this video here. We thank you for being here. Thank you to the master teachers. I love you. Namaste.